Hey guys, this is Ray the Messenger, and in today's video I'm going to talk to you about how you can stop being scared of others. Now let's get right into the video. So the first thing you have to ask yourself is, why are you actually afraid of others? What is the thing that is scaring you about other people? Because for many people it can be different things. So maybe there's one person who's like, oh my god, I'm scared that other people will judge me, or that other people will talk shit about me, or that other people will laugh at me. So that's more like you're scared of the psychological consequences that someone could ridicule you. That's the one thing. And the other thing could actually be you're afraid that somebody might attack you or somebody might harm you in a physical way. And these things are always, from my experience, connected with your childhood. So maybe there's one thing that happened in your childhood where you were mentally or physically abused by somebody. It doesn't have to be your parents, it can also be other people. So I can tell you, in my own past, I also had a lot of struggles with these kind of topics. It was, for me personally, it was a little bit of both. So it was a little bit of both of these things, and I actually realized that as later on in my life. So the first thing that happened, there were some people that actually tried to bully me and also physically and mentally harass me. And then in the end of the day, if these things happen to you on a daily basis, especially in your childhood, like it happened oftentimes for me, then often and then in your mind these things will be anchored, and then you connect other people or certain kind of people with a certain emotion, and oftentimes it's a negative emotion, because in your brain is, other people want to ridicule me and harass me and attack me, so I need to be on the alarm system. Yeah, your brain is actually always adjusting. Your brain is saying, okay, well, how can I keep this person alive? And if other people are attacking you and actually harassing you, that means you're in danger. That also means that your brain will start putting up the walls. This is an interesting thing. This is really interesting. When you look at former gang members, especially, for example, these people, they have massive walls up, because in their mind is the other person is trying to harm me. And even if they leave the life of the gangsters and the people running around trying to shoot you, these people will still have these walls up, and they will be like, oh my god, this is other person trying to attack me, harass me. So they will always have a certain kind of distance. They're not especially afraid of others, but they keep these things in mind. But for you, it's like maybe you're afraid because you couldn't fight back, or maybe you had no responses if somebody said some mean things to you. And the thing you have to do is go into your past and look at the things that happened. Write those things down and make those things present in your mind. Because if these things are in your subconscious brain, then they will start working against you. If you don't know, hey, why am I actually afraid? Just ask yourself the questions. Don't just run around and be like, I'm just this way. I'm just a person that has anxiety. I'm just a person that is afraid. Because that's bullshit. That's not true. There are people that have a certain kind of ankle towards a certain kind of anchoring towards a certain kind of behavior. So there are people that are more neurotic than others, but oftentimes it's a thing that you're telling yourself, because everything I've seen in my life, everybody can change their behavior to a certain degree, and that is the thing that I want you for you. So look at the past. What has happened? Maybe somebody punched you in the face. Maybe somebody punched you in the face, harassed you, or maybe somebody called you names. If these things happen, write those things down and think about, how can I start improving my own self, and how can I build resilience towards these things? Because you cannot dwell on the past and start being afraid your whole life. You need to start building resistance and resilience towards those things. So start actually believing in yourself. You need to build the self-confidence, because these things are of course also connected to your self-esteem. If you have extremely low self-esteem, you're more likely to have negative reactions if some other people talk shit about you. So for example, if somebody would right now talk shit about me, I would probably most likely laugh. Or if they're actually being really serious, I might tell them that I'm going to slap them in the face. So this is a thing that you also need to learn, how you can actually be confident in yourself and tell the other people your boundaries. Hey, don't talk this stuff about me, or you're going to get the consequences. You don't necessarily have to punch the people, but you can tell them, hey, if you don't stop saying this word right now about me or whatever I'm doing, then I'm going to step up to you and I'm going to tell you some things you will not like. Or you can say, hey, maybe I'm going to slap you in the face if you don't shut the fuck up. You know, those are the things that you need to start learning. Now the big question is, of course, Ray, how can I do that, right? How can I run around and tell people, hey, stop talking shit about me or you're going to get consequences? The thing you need to know is you need to build the self-confidence. Start improving yourself in all areas of life. Start going for one area at first. So maybe for you it's health. For me back in the day it was health. I was overweight. I couldn't do 5 push-ups. Then I broke down. That was my reality. So I started working towards my physical fitness, because you have to remember, the physical and the mental are always connected. You cannot have a really strong mind with a weak body. You cannot have a really strong body without a strong mind. That's the thing. You always notice with people who are bodybuilders, they always have a strong mind. They're not weak-minded individuals. They have discipline. They've built the discipline, and they've calloused their mind to do things they don't like. And this is the same thing you need to do. You need to start getting uncomfortable. You need to start doing things you don't like. You need to start improving yourself. And the other thing that you probably should do, that was the thing that majorly helped me, is find some kind of mixed martial art you want to do. So you can do maybe just full-on MMA. You can do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, wrestling, boxing, some kind of stuff like that, kickboxing. Learn one of these, right? Learn one of these to defend yourself. Don't do some stupid stuff like things that will actually not help you. Some stupid stuff like capoeira, or I don't know. Those things, they help you to a certain degree, but they are not preparing you to fight another individual. They don't give you self-confidence. You need sparring. You need full contact. Other people will need to try to hit you in the face. Otherwise, you don't get the confidence. And that confidence is really unshakable. If you, in your mind, if I run around, for example, through the streets or anywhere, wherever I am, I know if there's somebody and he's trying to fight me and he doesn't have weapons, right? Or he's not really trained a lot, then he has no chance against me. Then I will knock him out. I will finish them. There's no chance. They have a 0% chance. And that is a really strong thing to have in mind. Of course, I'm not going to use my skills because that would be dangerous for the other person. And of course, dangerous for me because I don't want to go to jail. But you need to start building the self-confidence. So go out there and start training. Go to an actual gym and go there as often as you can. Start training regularly. Build the discipline. Build your mind up. Don't be a weak person. And then when you get the self-confidence from fighting, you realize, hey, I can actually take a punch and I can dish out a punch. So I don't need to be afraid. And that is the most important thing. If you're in interaction with another person and you know, hey, if this thing would go physical in some or because of some kind of way, I can defend myself and maybe I can knock this person out and send him to the shadow realm. That's an important thing that you need to keep in mind. Then you can go into a conversation and not be scared. You can say whatever the hell you want because you're like, yeah, whatever happens, happens. If this person tries to play games, then he might catch a slap or I might knock him out. This is a really important thing. Start getting the self-confidence by training and actually improving in your life. Combine those two things. If you combine those two things together, then you will stop being afraid of others. You will not give a shit. You will not care anymore. You're not scared of anyone. If you really know how to defend yourself and start working towards yourself, then you will get to the point when you're not scared to talk to anybody and talk to anything. And another thing you also need to keep in mind, nobody's special. It's not like the people that you're afraid of, they're some kind of special being. Everybody just cooks with water. Yeah, that's an interesting thing that somebody told me once. Everybody just cooks with water, even if they're doing some crazy, incredible stuff. Everybody did a certain kind of stuff. If you look at the people that do some crazy, amazing things, or people who you're really scared of, or you're really afraid of, they're not that special. They're not special. They're just like you, but they just do different things. So if you would have, for example, if somebody's attacking you or harassing you physically, if you would have gone to the gym and trained for a certain kind of month, and the other person, you know, they're not trained, because if they're a bully and attacking you, they're most likely not trained, because trained people not automatically go out there and attack people unless they're crazy. If they're crazy, they do it. But if you're trained, then you can defend yourself. If you're not trained, you cannot defend yourself. Of course you're scared. Of course you run scared through this world if you're like, oh my god, what if this person starts swinging on me? I don't know how to fight. I've never been in a fight, right? If you've never been attacked by somebody, or maybe somebody tries to throw punches at your chin and at your face, then you're like, oh my god, what should I do? But if you've been there in the situation in a gym, then you know, okay, if this person does that, then I'm gonna slip the punch and put them out with a hook or with a jab, whatever, right? Whatever. Learn those skills. Go to a gym right now. Go to a gym. Go there, train, and learn the skills. Improve yourself. Improve your life. Stop being such a bitch, right? Stop being such a pussy. Dwelling around, being like, oh my god, I'm scared of others. Stop being afraid of others. They're not gonna do shit. Remember that. Unless you're dealing with real criminals and really dangerous people. If you're not, we're not talking here about some dangerous people. You're living in the Western world. Don't play with me. You're living in the Western world. There are no dangerous people there. Like, if very few people are really dangerous, you need to be afraid of. Most people you can just ignore. You don't have to be afraid of. And those, trust me, if you're in face of those that are really scary, then you will know that, and then you better be prepared, and then you better know how to fight and how to defend yourself, because shit can go down really south, but that's not the case. So stop playing around, stop being afraid. You don't know what violence is until you learn it, and then you know and respect it. Improve yourself, lose the fear, there's no reason to be afraid, and then go out there and do whatever you want to do. I hope you like this video. Put a like on this video, subscribe to my channel, and put a comment on it. Tell me how you think about this video, and I will see you in my next one. Until then, have a nice day. Goodbye.